The Miami Grand Prix paddock had a very different energy to the previous three. Louder music, brighter colors, palm trees placed with suspicious precision, celebrities wandering around as though they understood tire strategy. Everything shimmered with heat, money, and mild confusion. Draco Malfoy hated it immediately.
It looks like someone enchanted a nightclub.
Theo Knott adjusted his sunglasses.
Accurate.
Blaise Zabini, however, looked entirely at home.
I rather like it.
Of course you do.
Lorenzo muttered. Matteo was barely listening. He was staring across the paddock at the scarlet garage of Scuderia Ferrari with dangerous enthusiasm. For the last month, during the break between races, the five of them had been busy. Research, reconnaissance, and, hidden deep within the dungeons of an abandoned manor in England, polyjuice potion. Draco folded his arms.
I'd like the record to show I said this was reckless.
Theo nodded.
You did.
Blaise smirked.
Repeatedly.
Lorenzo grinned.
And yet you helped stir it.
Draco looked offended.
I was correcting your technique.
The plan itself was simple, which meant it was almost certainly a disaster. Step 1. Quietly isolate Charles Leclerc for 15 minutes. Step 2. Ensure he was perfectly comfortable, entirely unharmed and ideally unaware of the specifics. Step 3. Have Matteo drink the potion and take his place long enough to experience Formula 1 from the inside. Step 4. Leave before anyone could ask meaningful questions. Theo reviewed the parchment checklist.
Technically, this is kidnapping.
It is not.
Blaise said smoothly.
It's temporary driver relocation.
Lorenzo nodded.
With snacks.
They found Charles near the hospitality area, dressed in Ferrari red and speaking to a trainer. Draco stepped forward first because naturally he believed himself the most persuasive.
Charles,
He said pleasantly.
would you care to join us for a private tasting of very expensive pastries?
Charles blinked.
Pardon?
Blaise moved in smoothly.
Exclusive event. Extremely limited invitation.
Lorenzo held up a pastry box he'd stolen from somewhere.
Croissants.
Charles looked at the box, then at the five suspiciously elegant strangers, then back at the box.
How long?
10 minutes.
Theo said. 15 minutes later, Charles Leclerc sat in a private hospitality suite eating imported pastries, mildly confused but otherwise content.
I still do not understand what this is.
Draco poured tea.
You don't need to.
Charles considered this.
Fair enough.
Elsewhere in a locked restroom with terrible fluorescent lighting, Matteo drank the polyjuice potion. There was a violent shudder, a flash of magic, and then standing there was Charles Leclerc. Well, mostly. Theo narrowed his eyes.
The jawline is accurate.
Blaise circled him.
The hair is slightly too dramatic.
Lorenzo grinned.
The expression is more feral.
Matteo, now Charles, smirked.
Perfect.
Draco pointed a finger.
You are to speak as little as possible,
Why?
because you sound like you escaped from a duel.
The Ferrari garage was a blur of mechanics and engineers when Matteo strode in wearing borrowed confidence and Charles' face. No one questioned him immediately, which was deeply concerning. An engineer approached. Charles, balance changes for qualifying run? Matteo paused. He had no idea what that meant. He gave the only answer that felt right.
More speed.
The engineer blinked. Right. Another engineer handed him gloves. Matteo accepted them like they might bite. Across the garage, Lewis Hamilton walked past, glanced once at Matteo, then slowed. His eyes narrowed. He kept walking. From a hidden vantage point, the other Slytherins watched in delight. Theo held binoculars.
He's made inside.
Draco looked ill.
This has gone far too well.
Blaise smiled.
That means it's about to go badly.
Matteo reached the car. A mechanic gestured. Hop in. He stared at the cockpit. Tiny. Impossible. Hostile. He attempted elegance and instead nearly fell sideways into the seat. Several mechanics froze. One coughed politely. Matteo muttered.
It's lower than expected.
An engineer leaned in. Radio check, Charles. Matteo pressed the button.
Yes.
Pause. Then added.
Vroom.
The entire garage went still. At that exact moment, the real Charles Leclerc entered through the rear of the garage, still holding half a croissant. He stopped dead. Looked at the car. Looked at himself in the cockpit. Then looked at the five Slytherins trying to hide behind a tire trolley.
What?
Draco closed his eyes.
There it is.
The disaster. Chaos erupted. Mechanics shouted in Italian. Lorenzo ran. Theo calmly folded the binoculars. Blaise laughed so hard he had to lean on a wall. Matteo climbed back out of the Ferrari, still wearing Charles's face.
This is a misunderstanding.
Charles pointed at him.
You stole my face.
That sounds worse than it is.
10 minutes later, after frantic explanations, several vows of secrecy, and a surprisingly civil negotiation, Charles sat with the group in hospitality, eating the remaining pastries.
You are insane.
Probably.
Charles took another bite.
Did it at least look convincing?
Theo considered.
From a distance.
Charles sighed.
I hate that I'm impressed.
Draco adjusted his cuffs.
So, about a test drive?
Charles stared at him.
Absolutely not.